And if we look on the 4 areas from the slides before, and we are looking at it in hold it up against the esports strategy. On Copenhagen Syd, we have when we talk about internal processes, then we have a start point by coverage of the target group. We have talked about it, and that seems to be a spot where we need to get smarter. Yeah. And we have to cope on the main strategy. We have worked a lot of years with the citizenships, and that is also a kind of micro-citizenship in the bigger citizenship that can feed the greater citizenship in many benefit ways. Then we'll have to find some key persons. A project manager. Andreas has been the project manager for almost every year.
All of these.
Yeah, all of these. Yeah. We have to set a dedicated team of teachers in our group. Peter, you also said something about that when we have the other discussions. You said it calls for dedicated and motivated teachers. Yeah. Yes, and Stefan, again, student counseling, we have to look into that and have the right processes from around that department. And we have to involve the rest of the organization. We have to know, we have to have a receptionist who knows where is the room, the esports room, and can answer some basic questions. And we need a technical employer who fix everything from electricity, who are dedicated to this because it needs that. And then we need to look at the propagation and anchoring in the organization, and that is a complex size, I think, because it's constantly development. Because the world outside is changing, so we all the time has to change the base for that. Yeah. We need commitment from all parts, and we need to see these processes as building up our DNA. Yeah. And I think we need to have a process from student involvement. Yeah. And that is also a funny size, I think. But actually, I think when we are talking about the way that the team is working with the students on esports, our esports line, I think that we can hear a lot of involvement and flexibility. If we're looking at the infrastructure, we have the organization of timetable. How do this class timetable fit into the whole? Yeah. And how can we set Christian and Peter free to have the hours at the best times and so on? Yeah. We will have to look into an esport environment. Is it only the room for esport, or is there also something else that can be dedicated to that? Of course, we have to look into economy and priority of resource prioritization. Yeah, and we'll have to look at ET, software, equipment, and license, etc. The thing about free games, license, how many licenses can a school have, and so on, so on. That is
extensive,
very complicated. Yeah. And I think that we are constantly behind that. But that is right. That is a constant balance between what can pay off and what do we believe in, what will grow tomorrow. And then we have the external collaboration, partnership, local esports club, you said it, Stefan. Also the other schools, primary schools, you talk about bridge building, and we have the professional support, where we have trainees here, and equipment, we have the recruitment, and the bridging to further education. So the part where we need to be sharp on what can you use this for in your further life is very important. And we need your group had the idea about what about having big companies telling about how much we can use these skills from young students. That is a very important step, I think. And then we have the teaching and learning process and contents, learning designs. Yesterday we talked about teaching standards and awareness, scaffolding and competence building. We also need to see this as an experimental framework, development, motivation, staff and teacher training, and we talked about code of conduct, the rule set. That is also something that feels a lot, I think. The thing about you have to talk in a certain way. That there are rules. You can't say what you want. You can't discriminate. It's hand in hand with the citizenship.
Absolutely.